done well.
We have waited a long time.
All of the pieces are in place for our final victory, except one. Our temple at Sarajevo must be recaptured. GDI is excavating and is getting dangerously close to something they must not discover. General Vega is attempting to reach the site from the north. Once you have recaptured the temple, I will give you further instructions.
GDI has made Sarajevo secure territory. Destroying their comm center here will prevent them from alerting command as well.
If we start from the south, we can cut off their reinforcements.
There's no time to start in the south. GDI is too close to excavating our secrets.
Hello, this is Dr. J, back with some more Let's Play Tiberian Sun. We have seen that even though Nod is now reunited and striking against GDI, GDI isn't just taking it lying down, and they are fighting back. Let's see what our next two available Nod missions are.
Taking out this weak GDI position will allow us to reclaim our Sarajevo temple without interruption. Move in under the cover of an ion storm, when GDI's communications will be down. Take out the comm center before the storm subsides.
So this is the submission, which, if my memory is accurate, was actually a pretty big difficulty spike. The first of the really challenging missions. But if we complete this mission, it will make the follow-up mission significantly easier. We'll have a lot less enemy forces we have to deal with. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
Time restored.
And this is our first introduction to another interesting feature of Tiberian Sun, the Ion Storm. So ion storms are special kind of weather events that occur as a result of all the Tiberium poisoning. And gameplay-wise, they make the music go away. They turn everything all kind of this dark and ominous yellow color. And there will be random powerful lightning strikes everywhere that can cause fairly significant damage, actually. Also, flying units and radar are completely inoperative in an ion storm, as well as hover units like those hover MLRS. So I'm not going to explore too far abroad, because we want to avoid alerting GDI to our presence. And it actually does matter in this mission. If you alert GDI to your presence prematurely, I do believe you will come under attack much earlier. Oh, I heard a gate somewhere. Whereas if you manage to remain undetected, you'll have a lot more time to build up your forces unmolested. There's also a really interesting secret on this level that I'm going to try to show off. Not sure why I couldn't put my refinery down there. That was a little odd. I'll go ahead and set up both of my tick tanks as turrets to either side of my base. That's the neat thing about tick tanks, is how you can use them as defensive units in a pinch. Can tell the GDI is moving around since we hear that gate opening and closing so much.
Yes, sir. Sir, sir. Waiting order. Yes, sir. On my way.
Now, I think there will be some GDI patrols over here, but if we're able to kill them before they return to their base, then we extend the amount of time that we have to build up. I think that's how it goes. Don't quote me on that, though. I'm not positive.
Construction complete.
Boy, that gate just won't stop with that constant opening and closing. Alright, I'm going to put down a couple of static defenses. And then, since we should have a lot of time to build up as long as we aren't tipping off GDI to our presence, I'm going to go for yet another Tiberium refinery as well. Okay, put one over here. Oh, here's one of those patrols I was talking about. If we cut them off and take them out, so that they're not able to report back. Okay. Now, ordinarily, I would say, why can't they just use their radio to report back, but I'm willing to believe that the ion storm is scrambling radio communications, so that's fine.
Awaiting order. Unit ready. On my way. Yes, sir.
I really like the eerie atmosphere of the ion storms, where there's no music, just the
On my way.
really freaky, almost demonic-sounding thunder strikes. I mean, just listen to that. That is ominous stuff.
Yes, sir.
Pretty well done. Like I said, Tiberian Sun just nails the atmosphere. One of the most atmospheric games ever. Probably the most atmospheric strategy game. At least I can't think of one that surpasses it in that regard.
Building.
A lot of Tiberium to harvest over here. It's a little far away from our refineries, though.
Construction complete.
Alright, and I seem to remember that the enemy likes to do engineer rushes in this mission once they find you. They like to be real clever so-and-sos. So, in the hope of forestalling that, I'm also going to put a laser near my construction yard because we can't build walls yet. We can build laser turrets, but walls are too high-tech for us. Alright, next up is going to be a war factory. Amazing that I have 3 guys harvesting. And I'm not even, like, building any units, only structures, and yet I'm still struggling to pull in the money fast enough. I'm not even going to bother with a radar. I don't think it gets us new technology in this level, and it's not even going to work while the ion storm is raging. I think I'm going to turn up my voice volume just a little bit. Not much, just a little. I'm still tinkering with all the audio balance for this playthrough. Alright, let's try that.
Construction complete. New construction options.
Okay. I'm going to want an engineer for that secret that I was talking about. Might want multiple engineers, actually. Alright, let's see if we can take these guys out before they're able to leave and report back.
Unit ready.
Oh, he's going for it. Ah, we cut him off. Excellent.
Unit lost.
Okay, good. We should remain undetected a little longer. Okay, let's do another engineer.
Training.
I might go for even a 4th Tiberium refinery. We're just not pulling in money very quickly still.
Unit ready.
As aggressive as that might seem economically.
Construction complete.
Where to place it, though, is the problem. Alright, and now that we can build cyborgs, I'm definitely going to build some of them. I remember them being a very strong unit. I guess we're pulling in the money at a reasonable rate. Maybe once we finish exhausting this, I'll build a 4th refinery.
Unit ready.
And let's build some tick tanks.
Unit ready.
Alright, I'm going to swap out the cyborgs for some light infantry.
Insufficient funds.
We're going to help guard my construction yard. Because I'm feeling a little paranoid about that engineer rush that I seem to remember.
Unit ready.
You can see those random lightning strikes here and there on the map. Alright, you guys are no longer in Group 1. You are now a defense team. There, I put them into guard mode for good measure. Hopefully all this will keep that side of our base safe from any cheeky attacks. Boy, even with 3 refineries, the economy really is pretty slow, isn't it? Maybe I should build another one. It would be great if I could build a refinery right there. But I'd have to really do some base crawling to get over there, and I'm feeling too lazy for all that.
Unit ready.
Oops.
Unit ready.
Yeah, by destroying the enemy patrols, we have avoided detection and they're just leaving us alone, so that's fortunate. Now, cyborgs, in terms of their attack power, I think are basically just straight up better than attack buggies. They also cost 650 each, so they're a little pricey. But unless you really want the speed of the attack buggies, and there's, you know, valid reasons you might want that. But I'm not too concerned about that, so I think I'm going to go all cyborgs for my anti-infantry and then tick tanks for my anti-vehicle. Yeah, after I finish producing my attack force, and you know, I think I can up the game speed. Nothing much is happening. But after I finish building my attack force, I think I'm going to build that 4th refinery. Now, up to this point, we've been doing 2 missions in every video. I'll see if I can get both missions done in under an hour and put them into a single video here, both this submission and then the main mission. But as I said, I seem to remember this is a difficulty spike with a lot of enemy forces to deal with, so I'm not making any guarantees where that is concerned. Oh, good grief. Let's up the game speed. Whoa, not delete game. Here we go, game controls. Let's up it even more. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculously fast. It's... Ah, okay. Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. Another LPer, the fabled Artega Omega, refers to that as clown speed. Very aptly named. Clown speed is a pretty good description of that nonsense. Alright, let's go back up to that real quick, but let's have a quick trigger finger to go back to a more reasonable speed if we get attacked. Okay, there we go. Wow, clown speed indeed. Okay, let's start on a 4th refinery, and I'm going to try and attack now. I think we've got enough forces to make some real magic happen. And hopefully all this can handle any counterattacks from this direction. We shouldn't need to worry about this direction because it's the direction we're attacking in. Well, let's go. Not sure what I want to lead with. Cyborgs or tick tanks. Oh, enemy Titan. Is this the first time we've seen one? So this is the enemy, this is GDI's basic armor unit. They're the replacement for medium tanks. I've always thought that mechs are very, very cool, but also kind of impractical. Because the whole point of tanks is basically that it's a mobile cannon that says, oh, meteor storm approaching. The whole point of tanks is basically that they're like mobile cannons that are as low to the ground as possible. And okay, if I can force one of these... Damn it. If I can force one of these... No, don't kill it. Ah, they killed him. Damn it. That's not what I wanted. Oh. I may not be able to show the secret then if we destroyed all the amphibious APCs. Maybe I'll just... No. Capture that. Yeah, my troops destroyed the amphibious APC, so I don't think I'm going to be able to show the secret. That's a shame. Oh, no. I didn't realize there was a Vulcan cannon there. This is going all wrong. It's going wrong in every conceivable way. Oh, well. C'est la vie. Oh, there's another amphibious APC. Maybe I can show the secret after all. But I am going to need to get another engineer.
Construction.
I interrupted a point that I was making because a bunch of stuff started happening. What was the point that I was making?
Primary building set. Training.
I don't remember. Yeah, it'll come back to me. Alright, let's try and show off this secret then.
Unit ready.
So the first thing we need to do is attack one of these amphibious APCs so that it will want to repair itself. That's right, go repair. And while it's on the repair pad, we can capture it. Alright, now we have an amphibious APC. Perfect.
Training.
Now I'm going to want another couple of engineers. One to hopefully get the enemy harvester. I'm hoping it comes back. Probably just getting lightning struck, I presume.
Unit ready.
Alright. Another Vulcan turret.
Unit ready.
That's the point I was making. I was talking about mechs. So I've always thought mechs are very, very cool, but also really impractical because you're just taking a mobile cannon, which is what a tank is. You're putting it higher off the ground, so it's an easier target by standing it up. And you're also replacing the relatively simple tread mechanism with far more complex, expensive, fragile legs. Which, well, maybe not necessarily more fragile, but certainly more complex and expensive, and certainly they would be easier targets. So basically you're just taking the same concept as a tank and making it needlessly complicated and expensive, and also putting it taller off the ground so that it's an easier target. It's kind of a questionable idea all around when you think about it like that.
Building.
That doesn't mean that I think mechs could be, you know, that there's no possible use for them at all.
Harvester under attack.
But I think that relatively smaller powered armor kind of mechs, like power suits, where I hear a Wolverine. There it is.
Harvester under attack.
He's trying to destroy my harvester. But I think like powered armor suits might have more practical use than like gigantic stompy mechs like in Mech Warrior or the Titans in this game. Having said all that though, mechs are just so cool that like I don't mind that they're probably kind of impractical. They're so awesome that I'm totally okay with them anyway.
Primary building set.
Alright, let's start building, or let's start expanding our attack force. We're going to push across there. Alright, so here's the secret that we were able to, I'm actually going to be able to show off after all, which is very cool. I'm excited about this.
Unit ready.
So this bridge is broken, and there's no repair hut on this side, so it can't be repaired from over there. And so there's seemingly no way to get over here. So what you have to do is attack one of the amphibious APCs and capture it while it's on the repair pad, because there's no other way to get across to this island. And if you do,
Unit ready.
we find an old GDI base with some old mammoth tanks, which we then capture for our own use. And then we just need the engineer to go in this repair hut so we can actually move the mammoth tanks across the way and make use of them. Now, it seems to me to be pretty unrealistic that some old mammoth tanks that have just been sitting there for decades would be in usable condition. But hey, let's not worry about that. We've got mammoth tanks, and that's really exciting. It seems a little wrong to be using them as NOD instead of GDI, but let's not worry too much about that. Let's put up some static defenses here. You might or might not agree with me, but as I think I mentioned earlier,
Training.
I do think that the mammoth tanks in Tiberian Dawn and Red Alert looked better than these. I don't know. The voxel mammoth tanks just look kind of blocky and a little ugly to me.
Unit
I mean, maybe that's a little harsh. They're not awful. They look okay, but I don't know. To me, they're just not as incredibly cool and badass as the original sprite mammoths were. Oh, let's destroy this gate that's in our way. But nonetheless, you know, they're still cool. Oh, right, that's why that keeps happening, because I have them in the control group. There we go. I'm being silly. There. Let's get them repaired back to full. Looks like our base here still hasn't fallen under attack at all. And our attack force is probably big enough to clear the map. So it seems like I may have been wrong about the difficulty spike. But I think part of the reason for that is that I played this map quote-unquote correctly this time. I basically avoided being detected until I was ready to launch my own big assault, which means I was completely free to just build up unmolested. And by the time I revealed myself, I already had overwhelming forces to wipe out the enemy with.
Insufficient funds.
Whereas I'm pretty sure the previous times I played this map, I got too aggressive with my scouting, ventured too far abroad, therefore got detected, and fell under attack from almost the very start of the mission. Let's go ahead and put these on hold so that we can finish repairing our mammoth tanks. It's still a bug in this game that if you start building a unit... Oh, I think that might have been the attempted engineer rush, but we took care of it. Where if something starts building and you have no funds, it gets put on hold, which is actually really annoying. That's really bad behavior. It's actually in some ways worse in this game because you can queue up units, and so that just might happen in the middle of building a queue of units. It's really not great. You have to be paying attention to see if one of your unit queues has gotten jammed up with a unit being on hold. And if it has, then you need to manually click on it to resume building. Okay, I'm pretty sure we can clear the map from this point. Still feels wrong to be using mammoth tanks for the first time in this game as NOD instead of as GDI, but oh well. Yeah, this is quite the impressive force. I think we'll be able to roll over everything with this. Oh, here's the main enemy base. And actually, that RPG turret appears to be oriented correctly. It is actually firing out of its front. So maybe that's fixed after all. That would be nice. It always bugged me when it fired with the wrong rotation. It's so stupid looking. But that is actually correct. Alright, so we're taking losses for sure. That RPG turret especially is really doing a number on us, so let's go take it out. It's a pretty well-guarded front base. RPG turrets are actually very strong. So we had a couple Titans, a couple Vulcan cannons, and an RPG turret. That's actually a pretty respectable front door. But we busted through because we're attacking with overwhelming force. Yeah, look how fast that Titan died. Here we have Hover MLRS. They are totally inactive because of the Ion Storm. So they're helpless. Alright, yeah, we're going to roll right over this base. We really blindsided GDI with the Ion Storm here. Probably just a lightning strike. Yeah, I don't see any enemy units. It would be nice if Cabal distinguished between being attacked by the enemy versus being attacked by an environmental effect. It's actually kind of important to know. And they're both on hold. There's that bug. It's so stupid. I hate that bug. I mean, that bug actually even reduces the usefulness of the queue a little bit. Alright, destroy that destructible cliff. Oh, more enemies over here. We found their construction yard. Another RPG turret. We'll take that out ASAP. Alright, they took care of it. Now get the Vulcan turrets. I should actually put these on separate control groups so I can control them more easily. I have no anti-infantry in this group. That's not great. All my cyborgs are in the other group. So these guys are going to struggle. I can try to crush. Crushing is not super effective in this because vehicles are slow. And they decelerate as they approach guys that they're crushing, but As you can see, crushing is still possible.
Sir.
Unit ready.
I do think, despite the fact that not putting any anti-infantry in this group was a mistake, that splitting my forces was the right call. This is more efficient than keeping them in one giant group. Oh, I can't target that war factory. I guess it's not sufficiently revealed. There we go.
Mission
Oh,
accomplished.
okay. We won, apparently. Alright, well I didn't even get a chance to make a save, and we did that pretty fast. 24 minutes is about the recording time so far. So I'm going to try and do the other mission as well, and get them both done in a single video. We're not going to be able to do that forever. 2 missions per video. There will come a time when they get long enough that it's just going to have to be 1 per. Alright, so that was mission 4S, S meaning the submission. Now on to just mission 4, the main mission.
Taking out this weak GDI position will allow us to reclaim our Sarajevo temple without interruption. Move to an open area and build your base. GDI patrols are known to be in the area. Do not mar the Brotherhood's name any further.
What are you even on about? I haven't marred the Brotherhood's name at all, Cabal. Get stuffed.
Reinforcements have arrived.
So this mission is actually considerably different if you do the optional submission first as we did versus just going straight into it. This version is a lot easier. Alright, looks like we do want to just set up right where we start then.
New construction options.
We also just come from a completely different side of the map. We come from the south side here. Had we not done the optional mission, we would have come from the north.
New construction options.
And the enemy forces we faced would have been a lot more substantial. Let's set up our Tic Tanks as defensive turrets to either side of our base. Awkward. Fine.
New construction options.
Oh, enemy coming at us from this side. So apparently they're going to attack us right away. We're not going to be able to just build up freely like we could in the previous mission. Okay, my Tic Tank is having a lot of trouble firing down that cliff. A whole lot of trouble. Maybe setting him up there wasn't the best call after all. But those Wolverines are getting taken out real fast. But yeah, I think if anything, a sort of power suit like the Wolverine might have more practical use than a big stompy mech like the Titans.
Construction complete.
Okay, that'll have to do.
New construction options.
And let's get a second one up.
Building.
Now there are potentially some legitimate advantages to a mech. For example, it could probably traverse some kinds of terrain that like a tank would not be able to. Legs would probably be able to handle much rougher and more uneven terrain than a treaded or a tracked or a wheeled vehicle could. So I'll grant that much. But yeah, I am, for example, a big Battletech and MechWarrior fan, so just because I think that mechs aren't super practical doesn't mean that I don't think they're awesome.
Construction complete.
But yeah, this seems like not a great place for the Tic Tanks. Let's actually put them sort of like this, and maybe they won't have so much trouble firing down the cliff. I actually want you harvesting that. No. Alright, that's fine. Let's give that little patch more time to grow. I'm wondering if I maybe should have tried to set up... Well, no, that's right in front of the enemy, so that probably wouldn't have been all that good.
Building. Construction complete.
Alright, let's put down some static defenses.
Construction complete.
So one criticism I will level at this game, I hate the sidebar icons. I think they're really ugly. When you compare them to the sort of more photograph-looking sidebar icons of the Windows versions of Tiberian Dawn and Red Alert, I think those look much better. These are just, kind of gross.
Building.
I don't know, maybe that's a little too harsh. They're not completely awful, but I don't know, something about them just doesn't appeal to me all that much. Alright, now, the name of this song I remember, this is Killing Machine. This is another one from the Firestorm expansion. Probably the most pumping theme and the heaviest theme in the entire soundtrack. I will admit that the original Tiberian Sun soundtrack was kind of lacking in good heavy assault action type tracks. It had lots of really good atmospheric tracks, but relatively few heavy battle ones. This obviously fills that gap quite nicely. It's completely inappropriate to be playing right now because there's absolutely nothing happening. In fact, there's so little happening. Let's go to clown speed just temporarily.
Construction complete.
Okay, and then down so that I can actually place this thing. Oops. Okay. Ugh. Awkward trying to build here. I guess that'll do.
New construction options.
Alright, let's see. If I can kind of base quality here and put another refinery there, that would probably be ideal. And let's not go all the way to clown speed, but let's go up one notch.
Construction complete.
Alright, one more refinery.
Building.
Maybe I should have built this before the war factory. Oh well. Actually, the enemy is pretty much leaving us alone since those first couple Wolverines stopped by. I'm gonna go scouting a little bit.
Orders received. Yes, sir.
But yeah, even the entire eastern side of the map is chopped off if you do the submission first.
On my way.
So yeah, it is quite different.
On my way.
I'd almost be tempted to show off both versions, but I don't want to start going down the road of doing both versions of every mission. Or every mission that has optional submissions before it. As much as I love this game, that's a little bit more than I want to do. Oh, an Orca transport. We never get to build Orca transports as the player, for some reason. I don't really understand why. If you want to transport infantry through the air, you have to build an Orca carryall and then an APC. It's kind of stupid. I really wish you could build the Orca transports. I could try to enable them in the rules.ini. Alright, we didn't get any new tech, but it's probably worth that for having the minimap. Yeah, I might try to enable Orca transports through the rules.ini. I think that would be a reasonable thing to do and kind of cool to be able to see them.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
Alright, you know what? Let's live dangerously and go to clown speed for a bit.
Building. Unit ready. Unit ready.
I think those Orca transports might be going to evacuate civilians up to the north.
Unit ready.
Wow, the enemy's just not attacking us at all.
Training.
Okay, you know what? I think through the miracle of clown speed, we have really fast built up a sufficient force that we can go attacking with it. Ah, clown speed, you have your uses.
Unit ready.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Orca transports flying overhead, and they might be doing a civilian evacuation, but I'm not sure.
Sir, yes, sir.
Anyway, this version of the map is fairly linear. Let's bust on through the front door then. Let's not lead with a light infantry. Let's lead with something more durable, like cyborgs and tick tanks. Alright, now that they're in the lead, We've got Ferrotech playing. Another pretty iconic theme from this game. Obviously very Egyptian sounding. I think our objective is basically just to wipe out the enemy, right? Locate the Temple of Nod and destroy all GDI. Yeah, pretty much. Anything down here? Nope. Our harvesting operations have really ground to a halt. By the way, I really like the lighting effects when they put like blue, green lighting on Tiberium fields and blue lighting on blue Tiberium fields, and red lighting in Nod bases. I think it makes it look a lot more atmospheric and evocative and a lot cooler looking. I wish they did that more. Alright. I think this is the enemy's main base.
Unit lost.
Boy, those component towers are durable. Even with that many units shooting at them, they don't go down instantly. Alright, yeah, we are just waltzing through this base. It is hard to overstate just how much easier this mission is if you do the optional submission first.
Unit lost.
Sometimes the optional submission doesn't really make a big difference, but this is one of the missions where the difference it makes is huge.
Lost.
Okay, wow, I overcooked my attack even. This is trivial. GDI putting up basically no resistance whatsoever. Go chase down and destroy their harvester. Okay, now they're going to evacuate the civilians. Maybe that's not what the previous Orca transports were about then. I'm not really sure. That gate just standing in the middle of nowhere annoys me, so I'm destroying it. Here's our first look at more of an urban landscape overrun by Tiberium. Very cool looking, very evocative of the dystopian wasteland atmosphere. Seeing this city with its wrecked buildings and the Tiberium growing through it. You evacuate your civilians, GDI, I care not. I will, however, comb the city for GDI forces. Wow, that easy? I may have overestimated the difficulty of this mission. I didn't even think it was going to be hard, but it was downright trivial. The previous one ended up being pretty easy as well, since we played it correctly and didn't get detected. Turned this pair of missions into a pretty easy time as a result. Aha! There's an enemy harvester. There shouldn't be much else on the map belonging to GDI. Hopefully I don't have to wipe out all the civilians, because that would be annoying. But I'll just park my guys in the middle of the city. Alright, I'm not seeing any GDI anywhere else, so I think it's time to go find the temple, and we can go ahead and make a save, I believe. I erroneously called my previous save Nod 4 because it was the fourth mission I did. Really, I should have had Nod 3, the main Nod 3. And this is the main Nod 4, even though it's the sixth mission we're doing overall. Yeah, those optional missions and not incrementing the number with them kind of makes it confusing. Well, there's a silo. Okay, and some power plants. Alright, maybe this is what we have to destroy. Pretty soon, I think Cabal should be saying one of our objectives is complete. Well, not yet. I'm going to go ahead and overwrite my save, though. Alright, let's uncover the old Temple of Nod from Sarajevo. Temple Prime, which we destroyed at the end of our Tiberian Dawn playthrough.
Building. Primary objective achieved. Construction complete.
Couple of mutants running out of the temple. Interesting. They say, move quickly before they see us. We have to get this to Trados
Mission accomplished.
immediately. We've been seeing this ending video a lot. Interesting little in-game cutscene there. Alright, so we have recovered Temple Prime from the ruins of Sarajevo. Alright, excellent. Well, that's going to conclude Nod's operations for now. Next time, I believe we're going back to GDI. Yeah, but before that, we're going to go ahead and watch the next cutscene, because in order for the next GDI mission to make the most sense, we're going to want to see what transpires next on the Nod side. So I'll go ahead and mute myself for that, and I will be rejoining you in the next episode. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll see you then.
Encoded database downloading.
The underground hangar you're about to enter houses an alien warship constructed at the end of the last war. The technology in this ship is more valuable to the Brotherhood than anything that has come before. Return it to me in Cairo.
There's no warship here.
It's gone.
Incoming emergency message.
Slavic, are you getting this?
Vega?
I borrowed this stupid ship to settle an old score in South America, and we can't control it.
Idiot.
We're somewhere southwest of the Great Antilles. Mayday! Mayday! Mayday.
Cabal informed battle grid response. We were going to North America.
And notify Kane. He will not be pleased.
If Vega's lucky, he'll die in the crash.
If GDI gets to that ship before...
We will locate that craft before GDI.